Okay, so next Tuesday is National Plan for a Vacation Day, but most of us may be wondering, when will it be safe to take a vacation again? Can we think about, spring break or maybe a summer break vacation?
Christopher Elliott is a travel expert and columnist. He joins us now to talk about what you need to know about the latest requirements, and it does seem like they're changing a lot when it comes to travel. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Well, let's say out of the gate, I think health experts would want everyone to stay home, but we know people are indeed traveling. What's your sense of spring break? Are people pushing forward and still planning to travel? Is it a good idea?
Well, I've been talking to a lot of travelers, and as you say, a lot of them are planning on staying home, but some of them are pushing forward. The interesting thing about this spring break is that a lot of folks are waiting until the last minute to make their reservations. They're just not sure. So they're waiting until maybe a week, 2 weeks before to make their actual bookings, and that means there are some deals out there.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that you talk about that, because that was something that I was thinking about. Would your advice be book the vacation now that maybe you're thinking about taking in October and just kind of see what happens, or should you wait till the last minute?
Yeah, it depends on what risk group that you're in. So if you've had the vaccine already and maybe you're feeling lucky, you should go ahead and maybe see if you can take advantage of some of those deals that are happening for March and April. But I'm talking to people who maybe haven't had the vaccine and they're planning their vacations in 2022, so a long ways away.
Wow, yeah, that is a long ways away. Okay, I know that early on during the pandemic, a lot of these airlines were telling you, okay, look, if you can't take your trip or your city or state that you're going to has not reopened, you can cancel your trip or maybe book it for later on. Do you see those same types of measures going into effect or still being carried through into 2021, 2022, or is that kind of lifestyle over now?
I hope not. I mean, the airlines did some very nice things after the pandemic started. They removed some of their change fees, which passengers hated, and they said that they weren't going to bring them back. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But a lot of the other travel companies, cruise lines, for example, were really generous. They gave all people all their money back, or they offered a 125% credit. Now, cruising is another kind of risky thing. The cruise is probably not going to be starting up until April or May. But, I think the goodwill will last at least through the end of the year, maybe longer.
And the Biden administration just made some changes, some new requirements for folks who are traveling to the U.S. from overseas. Run through those real quickly, and they involve getting COVID tests, proving you're negative, which I would worry is not the easiest thing to always get depending on where you go.
They do. You have to have a COVID test taken 3 days, a negative COVID test, that's really important, taken 3 days before your flight departs. And yeah, that's going to be a little bit of a hassle for people who are taking vacations overseas and then they have to come back and maybe they only are gone for 4 days. Well, a day into their vacation, they're going to have to go get a negative COVID test. The really important changes, though, are the mask requirements in airports and on planes. That's going into effect right away. I understand that happened just today. So that's really going to make a difference, because before it was just a hodgepodge of different regulations and rules. Now it's going to be all the same. If you're on an aircraft, you have to have a mask, federal law or federal, there's an executive order. And if you're in an airport, you have to also wear a mask.
A lot to think about, and I know so many people are eager and anxious to take a vacation sometime in 2021, so let's hope that happens for them. Thank you so much, Christopher Elliott, travel expert and columnist for us today. Thank you.
No problem.
Next for us here at 4, the Blackhawks